Welcome to the Muscles and Mindset Revolution, the podcast for busy, ambitious women who are tired of chasing quick fixes and are ready to finally achieve real, lasting results, strong bodies, sustainable habits, and long-term weight loss. I'm your host, Ann Jones, certified life coach and fitness professional for over 15 years, here to help you break free from inconsistency, overwhelm, and burnout, build strength, feel confident AF, and lose weight without obsessing or stressing over weight loss. No BS, just simple, sustainable strategies. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Ann. I'm so excited that you're here today. Have you ever felt like confidence is reserved for certain people? You know, maybe those who are naturally outgoing or who fit into a specific body size or weight range. If so, this episode is 100% for you. Today, we're diving into why confidence isn't about your size or your personality. It is a skill anyone can develop. So today, I'm going to share why fake it till you make it is not the answer to building confidence, how positive self-talk ties into sustainable self-care, and why setting unrealistic, lofty goals can actually hold you back. But first, I'm thrilled to tell you that we are running our Loving Discipline Challenge again this year. And it is coming up soon. It's beginning on February 10th. This free challenge is designed to help you to create habits and routines that stick, realistic, sustainable ones. So we've got fun prizes like $100 gift cards, beauty giveaways, and even a one-on-one breakthrough coaching session with me. So stay tuned for more details at the end of the episode. You'll be able to add yourself to the waitlist. So the reason that I'm talking about confidence today is because of a recent experience I had. So last week, I was in Las Vegas for a mastermind with other female health coaches in my field. And while packing, I made a reel showing me trying on my cute outfits for the trip. And the text over the reel said, point of view, you're packing for a quick trip to Vegas, feeling confident AF, and not like you have to lose a quick 5 to 10 pounds. And someone on Facebook commented, yeah, you're confident because you're freaking beautiful. But what about those of us in bigger bodies? First of all, I want to say, thank you to that person for their kindness. It is a valid and important conversation. So I want to kind of unpack this a little bit. So the reel actually wasn't about confidence being tied to beauty. It was about consistency in fitness and nutrition, creating freedom from body worries, right? I wasn't thinking about my size or shape. I was focused on the trip. And that's the result of consistency over time, of playing the long game, of getting to a neutral headspace about your body, that you're not picking yourself apart and worrying about it all the time. Like trying on clothes is pretty neutral, to be honest. But I actually love this comment because it really highlights a misconception, right? That shape or size equals confidence. And that is absolutely not the case. And so today we're going to bust some of those myths about confidence. Myth number 1, confidence comes from being a certain size. So one of the most common beliefs is, hear this all the time, yeah, I just need to lose 10 pounds or fit into this smaller size and then I'll feel confident. Like, then I'll be okay. People even say to me, like, then I'll be happier. And I totally understand this line of thinking. But to be honest, I know this to be true. I know you're not going to believe me, but I've been in this industry for a long time. Confidence does not come from how your body looks. It comes from how you feel about yourself and how you show up for yourself daily. I totally get it. Society reinforces the idea that a smaller body equals more confidence. But as a coach, as a fitness professional, I have worked with women of all ages, shapes, and sizes, and I have seen it firsthand. Confidence doesn't automatically come with weight loss because I have had clients who have had transformations in their body, and if they haven't done the mindset work, then they still feel the same as when they were in a bigger body. I have also had clients have very subtle physical progress or even no physical progress, in a short amount of time, but they work on their mindset to the point that it doesn't matter anymore. The skill is actually they learn to be confident in the body that they're in, and then they still move forward. In fact, then it's easier to move forward on your fitness and health goals because it's coming from a place of acceptance and love versus fear and shame, because fear and shame are very short-term motivators. So if you don't shift your mindset, hitting your goal will not make you feel confident. Like, think about this. Have you ever looked back at old photos of yourself and thought, wow, I really wish I'd appreciated myself back then? Like, that is proof that the confidence is internal, not external. Because you Perhaps you're looking back at those old photos when you didn't appreciate yourself. And that body, aesthetically, you're like, that's amazing. But you didn't have that feeling of confidence in it. I remember one of my clients a couple of years ago, we were having a body image conversation. And she said she read recently that some quote from Megan Fox about feeling insecure in her body. Like Megan Fox is insecure in her body. And she was like, I was shocked. And I was like, I'm not shocked at all. That makes perfect sense to me. Because Megan Fox is like, people are critiquing and criticizing and looking at her all the time. So it's so easy for her to fall into that comparison trap. And that's all a mindset game. Megan Fox aesthetically has a desirable body from a visual perspective to many, many people. And yet she's in that body feeling insecure because everyone's talking about it and everyone's critiquing and criticizing. And she's coming from a place of like, I have to look a certain way, which is just evidence that it is not about the aesthetic. It's all about the mind. Myth number 2, confidence is something you're born with. This is another myth, is that confidence is a magical trait that some people just have. But the truth is that confidence is a skill. It is built through practice, habits, and intentional thought patterns. It is a state of mind. When I was in university, even growing up in my career, I thought that I would feel confident once I got fit enough or once I was making a certain amount of money. But what I learned and what I see with my clients is that confidence actually doesn't come from achieving the perfect body. It comes from building self-trust, forgiving yourself for your mistakes, and aligning your actions with your goals. I love Brene Brown describes self-trust beautifully in Atlas of the Heart. If you haven't read Atlas of the Heart, it's right here on my bookshelf. I think it should be in schools, to be honest with you. It's literally education around what emotions are it's like a dictionary or encyclopedia for emotions. And confidence is actually not an emotion, but I would say that the emotion that is closest to confidence is self-trust. So Brene Brown describes self-trust beautifully in Atlas of the Heart. She says, self-trust is the first casualty of failure or mistakes. We stop trusting ourselves when we hurt others, feel shame, or question our worth. And that's why leaving behind all or nothing thinking and forgiving yourself quickly are essential. And so I want to now talk about building confidence. So the 2 sort of myths around confidence are that confidence comes from being a certain size and confidence is something you're born with. So we've eliminated those 2 things. But now how do you build it, right? How do you practice this skill? Well, I think some people would say, fake it till you make it. And I don't hate that, but it doesn't quite land for me. And so I prefer the term act as if. You've probably heard people say fake it till you make it, right? So I prefer the tweak of act as if. This means that you are embodying the version of yourself who you're working to become. Okay? So I always say you can love yourself and work on yourself at the same time. And I think it's easier and more fun that way. In fact, I know that it is. So aligning your current actions with the future version of you is acting as if. And there's a few steps before this, right? You got to know what your goals are. And if you've ever had a conversation with me about goals, you know that if you come to me saying, I want to lose weight, I'm like, cool, great. Why do you want that? Or like, why is that so important to you? Because you don't actually want to lose weight. You want to feel and think how you believe that you're going to feel and think when you lose weight, right? Which is probably confident and sexy. Like that's what you want. If you lose weight on the way, amazing. Like, do those things, often, are they correlated? Sure. But you can feel confident, sexy, and happy without losing weight. But also you can feel confident, happy, and sexy and lose weight. Like that's great. We call this like your future paced heroine. So you need to know your goals and then see her. How does she feel? How does she act? And I will actually do this exercise with my clients as a future self visualization. There's a couple ways that I do it, but I walk them into a meditation, a visualization where you are imagining yourself, 6 or 12 months from now, 5 years from now. And I want you to see her and how she feels. So these goals that you have in that time, okay, cool, you have the goal. What does that woman who has that goal say, look, feel, do? How does she show up for herself? How does she feel? What kind of thoughts is she having? How does she carry herself? Maybe what is she wearing? Where is she? And then acting as if is stepping into and embodying that energy now. You can act as if you are already that woman. You can. The only reason you think you can't is because you have lies and thoughts in your head that are telling you you're not allowed because of what you look like or whatever. That's all in your head, my friend. So acting as if is knowing where you're going, seeing her, and then acting like that now. And we're titrating it, right? If you don't even like to be in a photo, you're not just probably, it's not going to feel safe to just jump into the front, although I would love that for you. But it's titrating with small actions. One of the ways that we can do that is positive self-talk and reframing. Confidence begins with how you speak to yourself. And if you've ever worked with me, you know this. I'm very specific and intentional with my language. I almost never use the word but. I never use the word cheap. I don't say that I'm cheap. I don't call things expensive because I don't want to get into that energy. I very rarely use the word hate. I don't hate anything because our language reflects our thoughts. So the things you're saying to me, I know you're probably thinking them more often, and your thoughts inform your actions, and your actions inform your results. I'm actually launching a course on this, on your language, in the summer. It will be free for muscles and mindset clients, and then it will be very affordable for people who just want to actually do the course. So that will be a 7-week course. But let me tell you how to do it here. So confidence begins with how you speak to yourself. Negative self-talk, like I'll never look the way that I want, or why even bother trying, that reinforces a cycle of doubt. That creates your result. So as I said, your thoughts inform your feelings inform your actions, and your actions create your result. So if we reframe those thoughts into empowering ones, instead of my legs will never look the way that I want, try my legs are getting stronger every day. Instead of I'm so far from my goal, this is taking too long, say I'm making progress every single day. It seems subtle, but it's huge in how you think, feel, and show up for yourself. By constantly shifting this inner dialogue, you're actually training your brain to focus on growth and possibility, which is what you want. Focus on the end result. We can also have a brief conversation about affirmations here. I love affirmations, but I don't love just reciting them or writing them over and over without meaning. I like my clients and myself to choose a few that speak to me the most, and not just speak to me the most, but really feel relevant and achievable for me. I love this example from Kara Lowenthal, who has the Unfuck Your Brain podcast, which is one of my favorites. She uses the example of, if you've been telling yourself for years, I'm disgusting, I have a disgusting stomach, it's not going to be possible for you to believe in the affirmation, I have a perfect body, I have a perfect stomach. You're just going to shut that down. In fact, it's going to create more resistance. But you can probably get on board with something like, I have a human stomach. Feels pretty neutral, right? But neutral feels a lot better than disgust and shame about your body. So we always want to choose something that's a little bit stretchy, but not going to blow you out of the water and create a whole bunch of resistance. So thinking about identifying the thoughts that you're having now that are making you feel crappy and not confident, and then thinking about your future self. Who is she? How does she act? What does she think? What does she do? And then if the things that she's thinking don't feel achievable just yet, just find a middle ground. If you want to DM me and workshop this, I love this. Totally send me a message and be like, this is the thought that I'm constantly having about myself. How do I make it feel slightly better? Happy to do that. Because confidence is not about your size. It's not about your genetics, actually, even. It is about self-trust. It is about showing up for yourself. It is about shifting your mindset. You can build confidence. You deserve to feel confident no matter what. So that's it. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to stay tuned. Go to the show notes to get on the wait list for the Loving Discipline Challenge. If you are a Muscles Mindset client, don't worry about it because we're going to be doing it all month long in February. So you will automatically get access to that. But if you are not a client, make sure you get on the wait list for this free challenge. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be amazing. And so until next time, please keep showing up for yourself, and you've got this. Have a good week.